We can change it. We will change it. In the old days, men tried to catch a glimpse of the future in the strangest of ways. They locked themselves in dark rooms, not partaking of food and drink. At the stroke of midnight, they ventured out into the night, through the dark woods, where strange creatures roamed. To see if they would be wealthy, to see if they would be happy, to see if they would live, to see if they would be loved. Well, let's see if we can't change our fate and hers. All right, so one of the key things we didn't get to was, what's in the box? Whoa. Wait. North of the windmill. The Ohm 68. And the other one is south of the brook. 1894. Well, let's write that down. The Ohm. What was that? The Ohm 68. And the other one was 1894. Where would we use that? Actually, wait. There is only one place we could. The journal. Right. That's what it said. The journal is the secret. Okay, well, let's type this in. The Ohm 68. And the password is 1894. Oh my god. Okay. There's a lot of dates here. Well, I mean, this is what... This is going to be quite a puzzle. Because this is all going to be about finding the combination, right? Alright, well, let's get a fresh page. Okay. August 4th, hello, new system. Can we use the arrow keys on this? Oh, thank God. Testing photo upload. Okay. Should probably write here more often. August 17th, read about every book on Swedish folklore there is. Surprised how little has been written about year walking. Need more sources of information. August 19th, talked to ES. He suggested some field work. Might be good, but I feel that I might be 30 years too late. August 25th, been talking to elderly folks, eating cookies and drinking coffee. Their knowledge about year walking has been limited to say the least. Barely any of them knew what it was. If they did, they had heard stories as children, but forgotten the details. Thinking ES sent me on a wild goose chase. August 27th, interviews at the retirement home. May I never grow old. The last interview, the last interview was intriguing, if very brief. Talked to one Astrid Jansson. She was over 100 years old, clear at times. Did not know a lot about folklore, but she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once yearwalked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He had died many years before she was born. Might have to look into it. Her maiden name was Svensson, which leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vedtorp and can only hope that her grandfather was as well. August 29th. More interviews, nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. September 2nd. Followed up my visit to the retirement home. In the early 20th century, there were 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson, according to the church book. Astrid was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Carl Frederick. He had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. Since Astrid said that her great-uncle died before she was born, Daniel is the one that supposedly yearwalked, a miller apprentice, going to the library to check out old newspapers tomorrow. September 4th. Looked for reference of Daniel Svensson in old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. September 5th. Another day at the library. Nothing of interest. September 6th. Bored. I'm about to give up. September 9th. Excited. The newspaper finally mentioned a Daniel Svensson. He was apparently arrested for the murder of a young woman in Vedtorp. Wait, is this the person we're playing as? Okay. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nilsson, and she was a miller's daughter. Her body was found on a field outside of the village. She had been stabbed multiple times. The library should be open longer. I hope I can find any reference to this supposed year walk. September 11th. The motive behind the murder seems to be in jealousy. Not many details. Apparently, Stina was going to marry a Lucas Tapper. She was on her way home from Lucas's parents when she was intercepted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. I feel a tad guilty about my excitement yesterday. After all, there is a great tragedy behind all this. September 13th. The press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while. Found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. September 15th. Had a long talk on the phone with ES. The murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time in Vedtorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There had been a rather peculiar runestone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. ES claims that there was a definite connection between the symbols on the stone and year walking. He could not tell how. Want to check it out. September 18th. Went to the library again, in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed, I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad, borrowed the article just in case. September 20th. Perhaps there was more to learn about Daniel. Booked a hotel room in Vedtorp. Arrived in Vedtorp. It's a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place. To be fair, the weather would not do any place justice. The hotel is empty besides me and a group of dog toy manufacturers who are a bit on the noisy side. Must ask chef for the veal recipe. Got a map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. Have the feeling that I will find something major. September 27th. Just got back from the archive. An interesting place. Sadly, it's only open 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly found the files I needed. Tomorrow, reading and lots of it. September 28th. I knew it. The archive has exceeded my wildest dreams. On New Year's Eve, year 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed yearwalk. The court records refer to his yearwalk at several occasions. I had just started to scratch the surface. There must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. This is by far the latest recorded yearwalk. I hope I'm excused for borrowing the file from the archive. They gave me little choice since they are closed during the weekend. September 29th. Could not sleep last night. Too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision on his yearwalk. Sadly, the scribe had not bothered to take it all down and occasionally just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy. There are certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin, Solcertain, is briefly mentioned in the protocol. We'll ask around about it. Hope it still exists. September 30th. Oh, what is this? Interesting. Looks like something in the image. I have to keep an eye out. Drove around for hours in the forest today. These are woods to get lost in. As for the direction from every local, most people never heard of the cabin. Was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there in the 60s. Lived there till the 60s. From then, it had 3 different owners that had used it as a summer house until the mid-80s. The last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby, and after that, they never returned. Unsurprisingly. Nobody has lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay it a visit. He did not think there could be anyone that would mind. The cabin is situated deep in the forest, no sign, no road, just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his yearwalk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thought. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. Guess it might have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance in there. On my way back to the car, I found this strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be in more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. But tonight I need a whiskey and lots of it. So we found this box. It looks like the one that has the ring. October 1st. Went to Vedtorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands had been used for worship even earlier than that. According to the priest I met, he showed me around the premises. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave. Seemed appropriate. The almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "In memory of our loving daughter, Stina Nilsson." 1877 to 1894. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand. Depressing. Searched for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestones E.S. told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. October 2nd. Weather has been unreasonably bad. Spent the day at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel Svensson, but no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the regional archive back in 1976. Apparently, there was another murder case in Vedtorp in the early 1890s. Lisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in a creek. She was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Lisa promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from the trial have been lost. Outrageous. Think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about that church. October 3rd. Strange day. The runestone E.S. talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone for a long time. Almost gave up. Found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted for quite some time. I'm heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. This stone is old. Might predate Christianity, but I failed to see how it connected to the year walking. Could not resist stopping by the church on my way home. Walked around it for a bit. It's a pretty church. Not remarkable, but there is something about it. Feel that the church and the stone are connected somehow. Ah, yes, part of the runes. Okay, all right. Ah, this is the box. October 4th. Found the box when I unpacked. Had almost forgotten about it. It seems to have some lock-like construction, but I have yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. It reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbol suggests it's opened by entering a password. It must be old. Maybe ES knows something about it. October 5th. Decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate that I took it with me. He's always nagging me about ethics. October 7th. Busy week. Classes and meetings. The faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. I've had weird dreams ever since I came back from Vedtorp. Odd dreams. Let's party, Theo. I mean, that's a good image. October 8th. Dreamt that I was in a vast wasteland. I was searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school. We laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly, the sky lit up and Jenny pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She whispered in my ear to never forget it. I asked her what it meant, but she was dead and her bones were withered and old. Woke up and have been feeling rather queasy ever since. I mean, that triangle is one of the symbols on the box, so, I mean, we may as well write it down. She said never forget it. All right. Triangle. All right. Onward we go. October 10th. Read an account of a year walk by a man named Romedel in an old book I came over in a used bookshop. Romedel's story is a little more than a tall tale told by a drunken oaf. Most of them seem to be. Daniel sticks out. It haunts me. October 11th. Held a lecture on year walking. Several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. October 12th. Another strange dream. Was doing my homework. Was stressed because the oil lamp was running out of oil. But when it did, the pale horse outside the window would come inside. The lamp burned out and everything went black. Woke up soaked in sweat. Ugh, that horse. That horse haunts me too, man. Don't worry. October 16th. Must remember to buy groceries. October 17th. Fiddled with the box. I have no clue how to open it. Frustrating. October 18th. What jealous, small-minded, greedy creatures the faculty members are, and they will undoubtedly create small-minded, jealous, and greedy students. Don't feel the need to share any of my research with the faculty anymore. They don't deserve to read something that my hand has written. They would not understand anyway. October 19th. The thought of what is inside the box is like an itch that can't be scratched. I've searched for references to anything about it, but I have found nothing that resembles it at all. October 20th. Had more strange dreams. Something happened in those woods. October 23rd. Is year walking a mere vision quest? Are the visions brought on by lack of light and food? ES believes so. Not so sure. October 25th. Dreamt of the rune stone. Was in the forest outside Vedtorp. Mrs. Bowman was walking up to me. I was very afraid. She said that I had been a bad boy and broken the rules. Before I could defend myself and tell her that I did not mean to be naughty, she withered into dust. Found myself in front of the runestone. The Grimm's eyes glowed at me, and I woke up. October 26th. Finding myself thinking of the stone. What does it mean and how is it connected to year walking? What did people do in those woods? October 27th. Do not feel like sleeping tonight. Drinking coffee and watching TV. If I stay awake, the dreams will stay away. October 28th. Could not understand much of my students' presentations today. Must sleep. Someone is watching me all the time. October 29th. Got an email reminder to deliver the text for the game. Wrote 7 or 8 pages. Hopefully it's enough. Waiting. Don't know for what. Have a feeling that something is on its way. October 30th. Received an odd email today. Got over 1,000 of these during last night? The email seemed to have stopped when my inbox was full. Don't know what it could mean. Maybe it's a prank by my students, but they seem too unimaginative to come up with something like this. Don't think it will ever end. But that looks like the symbol. Okay. We'll write it down for now. It might be wrong, but it looks like the semicircle. All right, let's press on. November 2nd. Is it some kind of threat? November 4th. Called the priest, told him of my plight. He said that Vedtorp sometimes had a strange effect on people, but it rarely lasted. Do not think he understands. I was going to ask him about the box, but decided to hang up when he suggested I should see someone. November 5th. Woke up last night. Heard baby screams from beneath the floorboards. Panicked. Managed to pry up some of the floorboards. The screaming stopped. November 8th. The Watchers, the Night Raven, the Huldra, the Brook Horse, and the Church Grim. There might be others. Can't be sure. Can they disguise themselves? Maybe they can read my mind. The Watchers. Because they watch. That's what they do. But is it all they do? November 11th. Year walk equals system error. November 12th. Year walking works, but it was never meant to. It's against the rules. The universe blinked its eye and someone crossed all barriers that are known as time and space. November 13th. The Watchers are watching, but who are watching the Watchers? November 14th. How can you bend time and space? Interesting. November 15th. Got in a heated argument with ES. He is surprisingly scornful of my theories. Must remember that he is an old man, that he might not be as open to new ideas any longer. He claims that it is impossible to gaze into the future. The future is not set. Nothing happens until it happens. Of course, it's impossible to look into the future according to logic, but I'm not sure they are playing according to our rules. November 16th. The Watchers are more than they appear, and less. They are real, yet they are unreal. They do not exist in the manner that this table and this chair exist. November 19th. How do I know these things? Are they my thoughts? Am I writing this? I certainly do not draw this, but yet it's right here in my notebook. That looks like a square to me. All right, well, let's write a square. All right, so far we got a triangle, semicircle, and a square. November 21st. Watchers or antibodies? Universe, time, space. Interesting. 22nd of November. Daniel broke the rules and he was punished. Is this because he did actually transcend and see the future? But by doing that, they gifted him a cursed future. November 23rd. Held another lecture. The last one for a long while, it seems. It's been decided that I need a break. But it matters not. Have more important things to do. November 24th. I've been an idiot. Someone is playing with me. These shapes, it's the same as on the box. Did someone see me take it? Tried the symbols I have received, but the box remains shut. There must be more coming. November 25th. Woke up last night. The telephone rang. Answered. Could not hear anyone. Hung up. It rang again. Answered. Could hear someone speak on the other side. could not make out what was being said. The voice was too far away. Hung up. It kept ringing, and then I cut the cord. November 26. Bought whiskey, bought food, people stare. Don't want to go out there again. Too many know who I am. If you break the rules, there will be consequences. November 28th. Wish I had not cut the cord to my phone. Need to hear a human voice. Don't dare to go out. November 29th. At first, I didn't even notice. One of the paintings in my living room has been replaced. Oh, it's like an inverted triangle. Okay. All right, let's write that down. I have no idea how long this thing is going to be. November 29th. It must have happened during the 30 minutes I slept. Cannot let my guard down. Someone was here, or something. Will the antibodies come for me? Am I a virus in the eye of the universe? November 30th. Boarded up the balcony and all the windows. Nothing can come in now. I hope. December 1st. Shouldn't be possible, but someone was here again. I'm definitely being threatened. There was a knife on my kitchen table. Old, but sharp? December 2nd. I realized that the knife is his. We are connected. Must be Daniel's. The church is central to this, and yet it is not. Perhaps the church itself is not important, but rather the energy of the place. Perhaps the gate is always there, but it's not a gate. Gates are meant to be open or closed. This is a rift in the fabric of the very existence of everything. But why allow it? Why does the universe or God or someone not shut the gate? If we're not meant to do it, why let us? December 4th. I can hear the heart of the universe beating. December 5th. What is happening? I feel like a worm under a big boot. I feel the shadow hanging over me, waiting to get crushed. December 6th. She sings and I shall follow. She is trying to fool me. That I know, but I must get closer to her because then I get closer to the key that leads to the heart of it all. December 7th. I didn't steal the box because it begged me to take it with me. Oh no, I didn't steal the box because it begged me to take it with me. December 8th. Daniel survived all the watchers sent by the universe. He was lured by the temptress, brought the innocents to the pale horse, unearthed the parasite, and finally faced the master of them all. But yet he was destroyed. Could it have gone any other way? Was he doomed from the start? Am I doomed? Is the future set or can it be altered? December 9th. Must help him. It's the right thing to do. There is a bond between us. December 10th. Might have figured it out. 5 watchers, 5 symbols, which means there is one more coming. December 11th. So tired, can't seem to hold my thoughts for any period of time. Should probably eat more often, but I must resist. It's important that I come prepared. December 12th. The heart beats stronger, but I will break it and see beyond everything. December 13th. In the end, it was the nature of man that got Daniel. Must free myself of all desires. That's how they get to you. Can love really be a weakness, or is it a strength? And the poor girl. It just seems unfair. Is there anything I can do? If the future can be altered, why not the past? December 14th. Am I playing the part of the fool in the cosmic play? And if so, to what purpose? Disconnected the microwave oven, just in case. December 15th. Feeling absolute terror at the possibility that there is no purpose, no rhyme, no reason to any of it. Why me? December 16th. The only way I can help him is if I break the rules. It will come at a price, but what I do, I care. What do I care if I can rise above it all? December 17th. Saw her lifeless body. She is beautiful, even in death. I've been crying ever since. It all seems so needless, so cruel. Ready for anything, don't care anymore. It's finally here. The last one. Woke up with this in my palm. Tried to wash it out. It's a tattoo. Tested them in all different kinds of combinations, but I could not figure out how to do it. I must sleep. I will open that box tomorrow. All right, so we have one more. It's a semicircle with the bottom there. All right, what else do we have? December 20th. Of course, so simple. Rotate the wheel and release when the symbol aligns with the grim in the order they were delivered to me. But why was it empty? December 21st. I thought it was Daniel all along. I thought he was here, but it cannot have been he who sent me the password. It doesn't make sense. If the box was empty, it means it must be filled. December 22nd. I still do not understand who sent the symbols. It was not the boy, then it must have been the watchers. But why? Are they toying with us, helping us in some perverse, twisted way? From the get-go, he was doomed. They got him at the very thought of year walking, but I think the girl can be saved. December 23rd. I think they made a mistake there. Well, I mean, you know, it's fitting. This guy is also kind of losing it. I put everything he needs in the box and locked it. I will leave it where I found it, where all of this started. December 24th. If my mind is set on this, why does it mean that I am doomed too? December 25th. The rift is open. It wants me to go through. December 26th. Packed my things. I wonder if I will come back. December 27th. Photo of the church. December 28th. The windmill. December 30th. The cabin. December 31st. Stole Sorton. It's cold here. Wish I could light a fire, but I must do it right. Surprised how calm I feel. Only hours remain. January 1st. It's midnight. All right, well, we have the combination now. Let's see if we can't break the cycle here. All right, we have to go to the left here. The box. All right. First symbol is the inverted triangle. Then the semicircle. Then the square. Then triangle. And then semicircle with the bottom down. But what's in it? Yes, Vedtorp murder executed. Kristianstad, January 21st. Yesterday morning, Vedtorp killer Daniel Svensson was executed at Kristianstad prison. He was found guilty for the heinous murder of young Stina Nielsen last year. The death sentence has been criticized by the highly renowned Dr. Helmer Lundback, who stated that Daniel is suffering from an abnormal psyche. He seems to have problems discerning past from present and has visions of terrible creatures. Something... Can we move? No? Oh, yes. Okay, we can drag it. Something not uncommon among schizophrenics. Daniel cannot be held accountable for his actions and should be given treatment at an institution for the criminally insane. The execution was performed by Gustav Dahlberg. This was his fourth execution. Last year, he was to perform the execution of the notorious Lisa Rasmussen, who was charged with the murder of 4 infants in Vedtorp, but who took her own life before the sentence could be carried out. Security has been improved greatly since. Daniel Svensson was composed during the whole process. Besides the slightly shaky hands so common among the criminal type, you could not tell Daniel from any other young men. He sobbed loudly once he laid his head down low, but quickly regained his composure. A quick prayer and a stiff, powerful stroke, and it was over. According to the attending priest, Granath, Daniel's last words were, "I should have killed myself, then none of this would have happened." You are long dead when I write this, and I have not yet been born, yet we have a connection beyond life. Death, space, and time, the impossible made possible by year walking. But the Watchers always win, even though you've not passed through the rift yet. They sense the urge, and they want their sacrifice. I wish there could be another way, I'm sorry, but for her, there is still hope. You can save her. You know what you must do. And the knife. Daniel Svensson. Incredible. Incredible. What a great epilogue to an already great horror game. It really helps build out the mystique of what we were doing and the very unfortunate circumstances of Daniel and how the Watchers, more than anything, wanted to tempt him into making the choices he did. And the only way to break what they wanted was to kill himself. They weren't going to get both of them. So he decided to make the sacrifice of himself. It's very, very, very strong. I think the journal at the end could have probably been a little shorter. I don't think it needed so many entries. But it was cool going through all that and kind of seeing him realize the connection that he and Daniel had, and that he was able to send him information into the past through the power of ear walking. Very, very cool.